presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me.
All right, so like it was really a time, and what's crazy is I missed it. You know what I'm saying? The whole vinyl era, I missed it. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I thank God, man. Salute to all the DJs out there that had to carry crates, cause I had to help a couple of DJs load up them vans, and oh my God, speakers was heavy, 1200s was heavy, records of crates was heavy. With nobody talking about being a DJ then. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. So just to see the transition now, of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, they make everything in life a lot easier. When you just look at how it evolves. Like, when I went to Columbus, one thing that I thought that was dope, all right, was this. The DJs still brought out 3 units. 2 turntables, and a mixer. I went to one of the clubs and tried to set up my controller, and they was like, nah, fam. Nah. Thank God I had my slip mats and my needles in there ready, all right? I think Louisville, we went away from it, you know what I'm saying? And when it really comes to showcasing like true DJing, because there's a lot of DJs that don't understand how to utilize a vinyl set. Where a CDJ controller, I can be on there like this. Nothing's gonna happen. To where when you actually own a machine with a needle on there, and this is my comparison when I talk to everybody, because if you look down at a set of turntables, you got a 1200 radius, with a needle hanging out, with a point hanging out the middle of it or whatever, right? And I always tell people, these are like breasts, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta be gentle with these breasts, all right? So your whole objective is to make sure that that needle stays on that record, because everybody remember the scene from House Party when a blow bumped into the table, that needle moves, you know what I'm saying? And you own a platter that constantly rotates, all right? So, man, I love it. I love it. So, for me, I'd rather DJ on 1200s, but I can't lie to you, I'm too lazy to lift up his coffin of these things that I got. So I'm gonna pull out this controller. But what I will say is to any DJ, and it's kind of like that's what I did, I made sure I studied the true elements of that art before I jumped out off the porch to basically be like, hey, I'm a DJ. I wanted to make sure that, hey, any setup that you put in front of me, I'm gonna be able to utilize it. You know what I'm saying? So if you got the biggest controller, if you got the smallest controller, if you got the denims, if you got the 1200s, I'm gonna learn how to use these things, because you gotta look at it, man, when you travel in the world especially, you gotta figure out what the standards are in the club. When you go to Vegas, there's no controllers there. They either got 1200s or CDJs, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't know how to utilize that, and they refuse to let anybody plug up into any of their systems, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm blessed to say I traveled the world playing music, all right? And one thing that I haven't ran into yet is a place that has a controller right there for a DJ to spin. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't existed yet. But to all the young DJs, man, like, literally, go back in time, study this stuff, see where it came from, and learn it. That's it. Learn it. Because it makes you appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But, all right, let me get back to your question. So, what was so dope back in the days, there was a time where if a DJ plays something that you didn't necessarily have, all right, there wasn't no Shazam. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't stand behind a DJ and sit there and be like, okay, I got this. And especially if he had a crazy remix, you know what I'm saying? If he had a crazy remix, and if he made that remix, you know what I'm saying? Like, the listener or the person that's enjoying the party, you had to go see that DJ in order to get that experience. You know what I'm saying? And then as a DJ, you had to either have balls or guts to go to that DJ and be like, hey, fam, bless me. You know what I'm saying? But this was the dope thing about having dope relationships with some of the dopest DJs. You know what I'm saying? Because I still have records today that I have gotten from DJs. And the first thing they say to me is, I don't give a damn if you give away your whole catalog. You bet not give away this damn song right here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't play about that because there are songs that I even have that I have given away. And I'll just be like, hey, bro, I know who has this record. So if somebody that doesn't have this record ends up with this record, I'm coming to check one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing about it, man. Like, this is what gives us our identity, even when it comes to the drops that we use. I think it's so disrespectful for a DJ to be like, hey, man, let me get that sound that you're using. Hey, man, can you send me that? No, that identifies me. You know what I'm saying? It hurt me one time that my kids went to the trampoline park and there was another DJ pressing the Thundercats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact nobody else was doing Thundercats, ho, before me. You know what I'm saying? But my kids went to a party at a trampoline park and Thundercats was there. You know what I'm saying? Thundercats was there. That's sound effects that I've had to retire, Deuce, because I would listen to the radio and other DJs is utilizing my same thing. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, when it comes to stuff like that, especially back in the days, it was dope because when you had something, you had something. And the only way that people could get that was if you blessed them with it. You know what I'm saying? Today, it's, hey, we all get it, and we get it at the same time. It's weak. Matter of fact, the streaming platforms have it before we do. Man, to be honest, it's all a learning curve, and this is why it's important, man. A lot of people might be like, why in the world would I join a DJ coalition? This is why you join a DJ coalition, because first of all, when you move to a different area, it's nothing like when family is there. You know what I'm saying? So if it wasn't for DJ Mr. King being in Columbus when I was there, I probably would have had a hard time, you know what I'm saying, sticking and moving. The dope thing about it is a dude that I call my brother was a big dog in the market. You feel me? So his blessing meant a lot. You know what I mean? So when he's like, hey, this is EB, my guy's from Louisville, he just moved here, he needs some work. Man, you would have thought that I went to the unemployment office, bro, and had to fill out 1,000 applications. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made it so easy. That transition was so dope. And plus, the thing about it is, with all the traveling that I do around the world, you gotta understand, there's stuff that we do here in Louisville, you can't do it. You can't do it in Lexington. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it in Bowling Green. Now, these are only places that was close that I just mentioned. You can't do it in Cincinnati. You can't do it in Columbus. You can't go all the way to the West Coast and do that. Do you think somebody in the West Coast really want to hear, I'm starting to see spaceships on Bankhead? Fuck no. All right? So my thing is, to all DJs, you have to get around and travel, and you have to tap in to other markets. I feel like if I would have just stayed here and then when I would have moved to Columbus, I would have definitely struggled because I would have been in for a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? I noticed when I moved, I was going to the east a little bit. I'm going up north, East Coast, which means it's going to be a high Chicago influence. It's going to be a high New York influence, Philly, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep in mind that, hey, the music that goes on down here, matter of fact, I had a culture shock one time. I tried to do one of those bullshit no limit cash money sets down there. It wasn't going for that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I was talking to some of the DJs up there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, when fuck them other niggas drop, man, like, how did that impact y'all? They was like, man, fuck them other niggas. Man, we was listening to Whoa. And I was like, damn, serious? But it made me look at where I was at on the map to be like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, Louisville, The dope thing about us, we a melting pot. And we don't know where we at. You know what I'm saying? Bottom half of Kentucky is considered the South. The upper half of Kentucky, we don't know what it is. But we get it from everywhere. But I will say this. Columbus was a pretty smooth transition. You know what I'm saying? And it's even better when you can back up your talent, because you got to think about it. I moved to a backyard full of pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? These people didn't know me. I didn't know them. So it was kind of like being at the bottom again. So what I had to do, let me make his hit list again. It worked for me already. Well, why not do it again? Made this hit list, and I made sure whenever I was on stage with they top dogs, hey, I'm here for a reason. You feel me? So it was just, but I will say, man, Ohio got some monsters in it, boy. Golly. Hey, and when I tell y'all they set up with 1200s, like it's either CDJs or 1200s. There is no controllers. And when I'm telling you, stuff that y'all practice at home, they doing it in the club. So all that, they doing it on the fly, and it sounds crispy. You know what I'm saying? So it was another thing that made me actually go home and practice just a little bit. You know what I mean? So I can't really say it was a bad thing about it at all. Like, I'm a competitive dude, so you know what I'm saying? I talk my shit, you know what I'm saying? But I knew I had one thing that they didn't. And one thing Louisville has is we have that Louisville lip. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna sell these records. So that's one gift that I had. But while they was up there scratching, I'm up there like, I mean, I can do that too, but I don't feel like they want to hear that. Hey, you got a couple dollars in your pocket, make some noise. I get money. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So I still separated myself from up there. Salute to all the DJs up there, man. Like, I'm telling you, man, they was killers. They was some killers up there. Golly. Ohio's a motherfucker, for real. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, man, what are you doing? All right, so commercial radio, it keeps me young. Let's just say that, you know what I'm saying? Keeps me real young. So, but commercial radio has also opened up doors that I probably necessarily wouldn't be able to walk in if it wasn't for that machine being behind me, all right? So, take for an example, after Mama's Table, I remember I got a phone call, yo, we're gonna start this. Today was a good day series at Cole's place, all right? Now, what's so dope about this, man, this is before the tent, all right? This is way before the tent. We just got a building, we got the party room, we got the bar, all right? The restrooms wasn't even what the restrooms are today. It was Cole's, all right? So people used to be stacked in that building like sardines, all right? This is where I feel like people like C. Tez was birthed, Hype Man Face, that's my guy. And we turned Coles to a zoo. You know what I'm saying? You had me and Big D turn it up. You know what I'm saying? And what was so dope about it is, remind you, I started at Mama's Table. We had a Today Was a Good Day party series. We did it once a month, the first Friday of each month, or whatever, with B96. Went down there, and I guess I did a good job. Mr. Cole pulled me to the side. He called Laura P, matter of fact. And he said, whoever the hell y'all just had at my club, tell him he needs to be here every week, all right? So this was my first, like, residence where people was there. You know what I'm saying? I was at Mama's Table DJing one night. I got a phone call from Mr. Cole, and he was like, hey, man, where you at? And I was like, man, I'm DJing right now. He was like, damn, I'm looking for a DJ. Man, I went to my nigga Pep, and I was like, hey, we just got that call from Mr. Cole. And he said, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? He looked at me dead in my face, me in face, and was like, y'all need to go. Shut down the club. Man, Face had a nice little bucket. You know what I'm saying? We loaded the bucket up. And I mean, from Newburgh to the end of the West End. You know what I'm saying? We got there in probably 3 minutes. You know what I mean? The whole time we riding, we screaming like, "Oh, we going to Coles! We going to Coles! We going to Coles!" Going crazy. And I mean, it was dope because rest in peace to my brother Isham and him, even Lil Cole, man. Like, these people believed in us. And I'm telling you, man, like, that changed the game right there for me. You know what I'm saying? But it did come to a time where I was just like, man, I ain't want to be the hood DJ no more. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, Mr. Cole, I want to spread my wings and fly away. And so other doors at the radio station opened up for me, like me traveling with Power to Exhale. You know what I'm saying? It's because of the radio station. I did a New Year's party for Magic 101.3. And the woman that does all the promotion for Power to Exhale, Charlotte Young, was actually there. You know what I'm saying? She heard me. She pulled me to the side, man. Matter of fact, she was trying to reach me through all social media, calling people like, hey, do you know this guy? She finally got a hold of me, said, yo, you know what I'm saying? I got a birthday party coming up. Can you do it? I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? What was so crazy was this birthday party that I did, it was nothing but women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking around. I'm like, man, what is this? You know what I'm saying? The funny thing about it was, not a dope thing about it, they was all greeting each other as queens. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's royalty in here. You feel me? We did the party. The party was dope. Next thing you know, as DJs, man, a lot of people lie. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will lie to you. Be like, yo, man, I'm going to take you on the road, man. I'm going to do this. You just like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? She reached out to me. She's like, I think it doesn't register to you who I am, but I do his traveling company. It's called Power to Exhale. Do you have your passport? And I'm like, nah, but I can get it. You know what I'm saying? Got my passport, and she was like, what's your email? She sent her my email. She was like, check your inbox. Checked it. Man, it was a trip to Punta Cana right there. And the crazy thing about it is I wrote down cities that I wanted to DJ in on a piece of paper. I was like Atlanta, New York, Chicago, LA, all these places or whatever. And I guess God was like, hey, you ain't dreaming big enough. And he was like, you going to the DR. From the DR, next thing you know, I was in Vegas. Next thing you know, I'm in Hawaii. Next thing you know, I'm in Jamaica. Next thing you know, I'm DJing on ships. You know what I'm saying? We're going back to, we ain't got there yet. But radio has opened so many doors for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing. So, and like I said, it keeps me young. I'm intact with all the new music, you know what I'm saying? But there is still new music out there that I haven't got busy with, you know what I'm saying? Because radio don't give you everything. Sometimes radio is late, and it keeps my name relevant. So I appreciate that. You utilize a machine while the machine uses you. Wow. Man, how I feel about the award accomplishments, man, it's amazing. I think it's dope. And now that I'm on the board of the awards, it's actually dope to see how it really works. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody that ever voted for me for anything, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a humongous part of the whole voting process. Let me see. Winning those awards was kind of dope because most of the awards that you named, I wasn't even there. Other people had to accept them for me because I was on the road. Man, but getting those phone calls and was like, bruh, you just won DJ of the year was priceless to me. That award right there was probably the most special to me, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of hours just locked in the room practicing. A lot of DJs, you know what I'm saying, just shining knowledge down to me. Man, one guy that I do want to mention, rest his soul, is DJ Bam from Underground Mafia. Like, one thing that's dope about him, it's hard to move in a room full of vultures. And when I'm talking about vultures, I'm talking about other DJs. But it's even more pressure when you have a DJ that made it on a national level, but he's also the sound man too of the event, you know what I mean? And one thing he used to say to me is, you better not make me sound bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's simply because all his speakers and everything that's projecting out of them, it's reflecting us. And so he was like, I'll be damned if you make me sound bad and you better not sound bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of pressure that I just had to deal with. And when, you know what I'm saying, like DJing next to the Chaoses, DJing next to the Qs, man, I remember when me and you locked in a room, you know what I'm saying, DJing just next to y'all, just in general, man, like that pushed me to become the person that I am today. You know what I'm saying? So what's crazy is, man, let me make sure I give you y'all flowers, because what I'm doing right now, I actually got it from y'all. Because if it wasn't for y'all, like y'all shined y'all light down on me to be like, hey, let's bless this guy, you know what I'm saying, with some of the knowledge that we got and make sure that he doesn't make the same mistakes that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in position to do that now. You know what I'm saying? So, man, like, big salute to y'all. And y'all really don't know it, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really have a dope and a big impact just on just my career by itself. So, like, like I said, when I'm representing anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got the Allegiance on my back. I got Core DJs on my back. I got MP3 Wax on my back. I got my kids on the back. I got this radio station on my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to make sure that I'm making y'all look good too. You feel me? So I appreciate y'all for that. But everybody who voted for me for any of those awards, I got a SEA award too. He don't want to mention that. But all the awards, man, like, just thank you. Thank you.